Five Out Basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
But you wonder who was not active at the trade deadline?
Who was not active?
It is time for a team breakdown because we are going to talk about my Chicago Bulls, who are sadly my Chicago Bulls. This is probably the most angry you're ever going to see me on the podcast. I'm going to vent. I'm in pain. Life sucks. I originally want to talk about like one of these good teams that may have a future, or talk about a team that doesn't have a future. It's over. It's over. The Chicago Bulls have not made a trade in 3 seasons. Everton, I'm going to hit you some quirky little fun facts on what the NBA looked like 3 years ago. Are you ready?
Go ahead and cook.
Yeah, only 3 years, and yet you're going to feel old. Some of this was mentioned on a TikTok, but I found some other stats to make up for it.
Okay.
Mike Conley was an all-star.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a big 3 of Devin Booker, CP3, and Mikal Bridges were in the finals.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Did you know who Victor Wembanyama was 3 years ago? I didn't.
Low-key, I did.
That's what they always say.
No. Have you seen that video of him cooking Rudy Gobert?
Oh, I have seen it.
Yeah, I think that was around that time. So I do remember seeing that at that point in time.
Yeah. And then Chet Holmgren was in high school, and yet somehow he was skinnier than I am. And I have no muscle, if you can't tell. And LaMarcus Aldridge, Joakim Noah, and Paul Gasol had retired just that season. Yeah. That's the last time the Bulls made a trade, guys.
You know what's crazy here too?
What's crazy?
I don't even think I was 18 yet.
Dude, we were minors.
Exactly. Think about that. We were minors when the Bulls last made a trade, bro.
Yeah. And it's not like the Bulls are some super team. Like if the Denver Nuggets didn't want to make a trade, I get it. You just want to chip. You're fine. You don't need to make trades. The Bulls have been mid for how long now? When has this team done anything serious? They had 3 weeks of like Lonzo Balls. Like, watch out for the Bulls, guys. Yeah. Long live the king. But there's so much I need to vent about. They're currently the 9th seed in the play-in. Don't know how much higher it's going to get. Don't know how much lower that's going to get. And normally I have a plan with some like fun statistics, but I'm just going to vent. This is probably going to be the messiest segment you ever see uploaded on YouTube because it's just going to be me like, like when you go to a bar and you see like some 40-year-old guy like just hates his life and hates his job.
With his head down.
Just complaining.
Yeah. I'm going to let you vent. And then when he's done venting, I will, I'll put some things in there.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you cook, bro. This is your segment. So I'm going to just sit back, throw in things I can, but y'all, this is the Joey show. Go ahead and do your
This
thing,
is the
bro.
Joey segment. I'm calling ISO Everton. If you really need me to pass the ball, wave it in the corner. I'll do shit. But where do we start with this loser team, man? I think we gotta start off with AK. AK is our general manager, and when he first signed with the Bulls, he's like, I'm not gonna settle for mediocrity. We're gonna need to make moves if needed. Just clear cap. That's one of the best lies I've ever heard in my lifetime. And when he gets to the point of a trade, I was like, continuity. This team is a serious team that's ready to compete. What do you see on this team that is serious to compete? DeMar DeRozan having a good season. I won't lie. I used to hate on DeMar a lot, but he's having a solid season. Nikola Vucevic has regressed heavily. Oh my God. He's a liability on the court. He's literally a cone when it comes to defense, and he doesn't have the offensive production. He's shooting like 25% from 3. Like, what does bro do? Kobe White, spectacular. Only bright spot on this team. I'm going to show more love to him later, but I'm here to hate for a second. So love's going to happen later. And then Zach LaVine. Oh my God. He is my least favorite player in Chicago history after the shenanigans he just pulled. Because Lonzo Ball, he got hurt. That wasn't his fault. Okay. Zach LaVine gets injured. He's going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks. But the Bulls finally have an opportunity to make a trade. The Pistons want to get another starter pair with their young core. And it's like, oh, we're interested in Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's like, I know I got hurt 2 weeks ago, but I'm going to get surgery without telling you guys. I don't want to go Detroit, so I'm going to screw your future with my fat contract, and you're going to pay me. You're going to pay me so much money for me to do nothing. Zach LaVine, you are a disgrace to the city. There is a time where the Bulls were like supposed to be a gritty team of people that were ready for the grind. Zach LaVine ran from the grind. He has regressed the past 2 seasons, yet the ego has only got fatter. There was a time, I can't remember the game exactly, but Zach LaVine had like a terrible game. He was shooting like 1 of 12 or something like that. And he got benched in the 4th quarter, and he said, Billy Donovan's got to live with those misses. I'm a star. A star to who? The Guangdong Tigers? You are not a star on any team in the NBA. Who do you think you are? That's disgusting. And the Bulls, like, they can't draft to save their life. So I get if we don't want to make trades and trust the draft. Okay, sure. Dalen Terry, Patrick Williams with the fourth pick, and he couldn't even start in college, and you want him to start in the NBA? That's a disgrace. And he still wants 200 million this offseason. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. If you get a $200 million contract, I will legit riot the Bulls headquarters. Like, oh my, I'm so serious. Like, I know this is a more serious political issue, but I will make January 6th look like rookie numbers if Patrick Williams gets this $200 million contract. Like, that is disgusting. And if he, like, who are you? Have you averaged more than 11 points a season? And you're a defensive liability now. We drafted you to like guard the big guys. You can't guard KD. You can't guard Shy. So you're not 3-and-D. You're
He's
just
the next Kawhi.
yeah, dude, he's the next Kawhi. He shows no emotion. He's got braids. That's just a racist comparison. Like, oh, they look the same. Like, dude, oh my God. If he looked nothing like Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Williams wouldn't be in the NBA. But it's like, dude, he doesn't show emotion. This might be Kawhi. Yeah, he's not 3-and-D. He's literally just like he doesn't hit the three and he doesn't do D. What do you do? Yo, shut up. Not the time. Not the time for sus jokes. I hate this team.
I got you.
Yeah. And we had the opportunity, like the Sixers, they wanted DeMar because DeMar's not coming back this season. He's made that clear. Doesn't get traded. Teams were offering multiple firsts for Caruso, but we want Kaminga. We have leverage room. You don't. Caruso's aging and he's gonna leave as well. But don't worry, Zach LaVine and Vooch, this team can still compete, man. I'm here to fight. You have showed no fight. When it comes to the fourth quarter, you run your ISO ball and Kobe doesn't get any touches, and suddenly we blow 20-point leads. Like, don't worry, guys. We just want some continuity. We'll be okay. Continuity has not worked 3 years in a row, and yet we think we have high caliber players. We don't. We have mid, and then Kobe White and Caruso. Those are only and Drummond. Gosh, I love the Drummond. I'm still surprised he's here. I thought Drummond was gone, but I need a second to breathe. So I'm gonna let Everton talk for a little bit. I might add some more after that, but yeah, I'm hot.
All
I'm
right.
red hot.
I can see. Hey, all right. So I'm a bit more calm because I'm not like a Bulls fan. They're my second team, but so like Joey said, they are ninth in the East right now, and they're 25 and 27. So they are still a playing team, but that's just who cares. Looking at some more numbers, they're 15th in defense, so right dab in the middle, mid,
Right, mid,
and they are 22nd in off below mid. Oh, sorry. Kobe White, I'm very happy to see what he's been doing. 19, 5-5, shooting the ball well. Honestly, he should be the most improved player of the year. I know Tyrese has made his jump and he's an all-star, but when you look at numbers, Tyrese went from averaging about 21 points a game to 26, and he's an all-star. That's enough to be most improved.
Talk to him.
Kobe White went from averaging 9 points per game last year. We're talking about 9 points per game to almost 20 points per game. That's an incredible jump if I've ever seen one. So I honestly feel like he should be the most improved player, but I know it's going to be Tyrese because,
But it's crazy. Like, his assists doubled, his rebounds doubled, more steals, better shooting percentages. Everything took a jump while Tyrese scored 5 more points. Good for him.
That's all. And I'll give him this. He's an all-star, but I feel like when you talk about most improved player, Kobe White's been the most improved player. To be honest.
Talk to him.
But I think the biggest thing, no trades at the deadline is crazy, especially over the past 3 years. Like, I'll give them this, right? The last trade that they made at the deadline, I think, was the Vooch trade, if I'm not mistaken. Which, when the trade happened, I was like, all right, cool. You gave Zach LaVine, who was an all-star. Like, that was all-star Zach LaVine. And you got an all-star big in Vooch, who's averaging, 23, 12, and 4? Like, he was a monster. But when they made that trade, I'm like, all right, cool. Going to the offseason, you get DeMar and Caruso and Ball. I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, the Bulls are doing something. And then, up until March, and, when people ask me about, man, what was that Bulls team up until March 2022? I'm going to hit them with this. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to say his name because, but y'all know what meme I'm talking about. But, okay, Lonzo injury happens. Okay, you kind of start to fall off. Okay, you can maybe move into the next season with the hopes that Ball's going to come back, and he doesn't come back. And, the season's going on, and you're just a bunch of mid the whole time. Okay, at some point you have to look in the mirror and say, all right, we have these guys who aren't going to get much better. This is probably the highest their value will be because DeMar still made an all-star team last year. you got to make that move with the contract being up soon. And they don't really owe the Bulls anything in a sense of like, yeah, I've been here my whole career, so I'll stay. You know what I'm saying? These are guys who signed with us 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and now they're on our team. So it's not hard for them to be like, "No, I'll pass. I'll go to a different team."
Huh.
You know, so I think it's tough not to make a trade at all. Like, not a single trade is kind of crazy to me. And then looking at how they draft, like, shout out to Kobe White for bouncing back this year, but prior to this year,
It
I had
was
my
rough.
reservations about Kobe White. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
And looking at who they picked, it's kind of bad. Like, you look at the 2017 draft, they draft Lauri Markkanen in the Jimmy Butler trade. For a while, Lauri Markkanen was like, as a rookie, Lauri was great.
Mm.
And then after that, it was like, what's going on with Lauri? I thought he was supposed to be our guy. Then he gets moved, and look at Lauri Markkanen now, bro. Like, he honestly could have been an all-star this year. I don't know. I don't even know if we mentioned him in terms of guys who made it, but could have been an all-star again this year. And okay, you missed on that. The next year, they pick Wendell Carter, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, the Bulls should take Michael Porter Jr. here. They didn't. They took Wendell Carter. I said, okay, cool. He should be solid. And he was solid. You traded him for Vooch. You could argue Wendell Carter is more valuable than Vooch because of his defensive impact. Plus, people don't talk about. In that Vooch trade, you essentially gave up Franz Wagner. That sucks a lot. Like, that is tough. All right, next year, 2019, who do you pick? Kobe White. Again, now it looks great, but I won't lie. Up until last season, it was like, Kobe White. You picked him at 7? Right? 2020, who did you pick at 4? Patrick Williams? Come on, bro. Even at the time, people were like, that's a reach. And the Bulls have only looked stupider. And, my problem with some GMs sometimes when it comes to drafting, they always think they're like, they have to be so smart. Sometimes the player is right there. Like, even though this guy has turned out to be great, like crazy good, I thought the Bulls should have picked Denny Avdia.
Yep.
That's why I wanted
That
them
was
to
my
pick.
dog. That's what I was riding with.
Right? So, and I think he actually could have been on the Bull situation. It might have been panned out better for him than the Wizards, but that's neither here nor there.
And he's taken major improvements this season. Like, I know it's the Wizards, so much pays attention. He's looked great.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So that would have been a better pick, I thought. That's what I thought they were going to pick. And they picked Patrick Williams. He's like, you know what? We could pick this European guy who's been cooking, who could be the next Luka. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to pick the guy who came off the bench for Florida State.
Yeah. Everton.
Like, it's right. Just pick him.
You wonder how mad I was with that pick? Like,
I was confused.
I wanted Denny so bad. And for the first 3 picks, we see some compilations of them like hooping. So at 4, we see Patrick Williams. And instead of a highlight reel, we see, I sell flowers.
Oh my goodness. When I saw that, I was like,
reel?
I'm like, so no bag. Where's his bag at?
Yeah, we drafted Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy, instead of a hooper.
Yeah. So that one was confusing. And then as of late, I can't. Dalen Terry. Yeah. Ayo, I like Ayo. He's cool.
He's a solid pick. Like,
he's a second rounder.
Cool. Yeah.
He's a second rounder. So I'm not gonna put too much like hate on him. But outside of that, like, it's just been like mediocre. So for the GM who said, hey, we won't be mediocre, bro, you lied, bro.
Yeah.
You lied. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Lonzo. I know people have been seeing videos of him shooting around, which it's cool. It's good to see him like on the court. Look, y'all, you see the jersey. I have a Lonzo jersey on right now. So it's good to see him on the court. I'm happy to see that. But for people who are literally putting their whole stock in, Lonzo Ball is gonna save us. Y'all have to stop, bro. Like, you can't put that on. Like, on him. Like, look, he was a big factor in them being as good as they were. But dude, it's been like 3 seasons. It's been a bunch of surgeries. He's only gotten older.
They put plasma in his knee.
Exactly. You can't put that kind of pressure on a guy like that to change your whole franchise around. So I don't know about that one. But
and like, in all seriousness, does like Lonzo play at the NBA level ever again? Like, I hate to say it because I only have a Lakers Lonzo Ball jersey in my closet. Like, I loved Lonzo since his high school days. He was so fascinating on Chino Hills, and he was arguably one of the biggest reasons the Bulls were the #1 seed. But like, half of 6 months ago, like, oh my God, Lonzo Ball's walking up the stairs. Is he gonna compete again in the NBA? If that's a sentence you have to say, it's over. If it's 2
Yeah.
years of surgery, it's like, oh, he could finally walk up the stairs. How is he supposed to compete at the NBA level? Like, it's sad to say. I love Lonzo, and I wish nothing bad to him. I'm sorry this had to happen, but like, it's over. It's over. You can't bank on him to save your team, let alone play NBA basketball again. Maybe he's in the
Yeah.
Celebrity All-Star game when he's older, but that's about the highest we're gonna see it. You won't be able to compete at the NBA level if it takes 3 years and we haven't even seen progress. We've seen a little bit of him shooting, no jump shot, just like, dude,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, it's over.
I think with Zoe, I don't know if his impact will be as big as I think he can maybe still be in the NBA. I think he's still be in NBA, like just on the team. But I don't know how much his impact will be felt anymore because his big thing was defense, right? And his defense was his athleticism. Like he's a tall guard, he can move his feet really well, and he can jump. And that's how he was able to impact the defensive side of the ball so much. And now when you take away your knee's been broke like messed up for 3 years, like you're gonna take a hit athletically and even mentally, like you're gonna be more like in your head about, yeah, I need to make sure I do this so I don't mess up my knee, you know?
Mhm.
So I think he can still be in the NBA and all that, but I just don't know how impactful he can be to a team as much anymore.
Yeah, sad to say. Love Lonzo, and like I know I was just hating, but like I seriously do wish the best. Lonzo Ball was such a fun player to watch. It's not exactly Levine. I hope his foot sucks forever. I hope he like always has pain when he wakes up in the morning. Like I hope he needs to always take the Advil. Like I hope his days suck when he. I hope it cramps in the middle of the night. He gets like a Charlie horse. That guy's a bum for what he did. But you know what the worst
Oh
part about this
man.
Bulls team is?
What's the worst part?
There are teams that have worse records than us that have more promise because like they at least have a future. The Chicago Bulls have no future. There is no plan. They're running on the power of friendship and vibes
Oh
because
my
they're
goodness.
all old. Their
Yeah.
contracts are expiring.
Yeah.
We're not going to trade them. We're just going to let the contracts run out. And before you know it, we're just going to have Kobe White and Ayo as maybe the only two players on the team with Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips. Like all these old guys are expiring. They're going to retire or leave because they don't want to stay in Chicago. There is not a positive thing to look at outside of Kobe White. I want to
Yeah.
say Caruso, but he's gonna get out of here. He's too valuable of a player to be wasted on the Bulls. Like he turns any somewhat contender into a contender. He's that valuable of a player. The Bulls have nothing going for him, and that's what makes me so mad. Like I would genuinely rather be a Detroit Pistons fan
Yeah, I'll
because
say
like
two things. Oh, go ahead.
no, you can go ahead.
Two things, right? The Bulls are in the worst spot you can be as an NBA team, where
Mm-hmm.
you're not contending and you're not like super bad. When you're super bad, you're fine because it's like, all right, at least we're gonna have a high pick, and
Mm-hmm.
we probably have some young players on our team who just need to get more mature, right? Oh, I thought you were looking around. And then contender, you're a contender. It's like you're trying to win something, but the Bulls are in no man's land. That's the worst spot to be in. And then the second thing I wanted to bring up, Chicago, like we're a big market.
Oh, I forgot to touch on this.
We're a big market, obviously, and we have a lot of history. Obviously, I'm gonna pick my words here very selectively.
Uh-huh.
We have one of the greatest players of all time, Michael Jordan. There's a reason why
Sweet.
I didn't say the GOAT, because I know who's gonna, feel a certain way about those
Yeah.
words, but one or two, whatever you want to call it, one or two. And so we have a lot of legacy stuff, but it ain't a warm city. Like during the basketball months from October to like February, you're in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not Minnesota, but we're not like a warm city. Like there's stuff to do in Chicago, of course. Like it's not like a boring city, but it's not a warm city where people are like, LA or Chicago. Like, so this is NBA players, so they make a lot of money, so they can live in LA. That's not
Yeah.
an issue. So I think, that to keep in mind, like, yo, it's Chicago at the end of the day. Like, this isn't the warmest state or warmest city. So I don't know, man. It's tough for the Bulls. And I think let's call a spade a spade. They sold their souls for the 90s.
That's exactly what happened. But as Everton said, they're a big market team, and this team is an eternal hell, being the middest team in the NBA. But they're still number one in attendance. Like Chicago loves their city so much that they're always gonna buy tickets. And this is why they love continuity too much. Like, yeah, we got the same team, and I'm still getting the same bread in my pocket. It doesn't
Damn,
matter if we're winning. Like,
that's true.
it's really sad to say, and I hate to have to wish this, but like if the Bulls want to get serious, we have to stop buying tickets. Like we have to take our support. Like I'm not saying bandwagon, but like we need to take the season off because like these guys, like these upper management, like it's like yeah, we can build a team or we can just keep the same things and we're gonna get paid. Who cares? Like at the end of the day, my family's gonna be good. My family's kids are gonna be good. So there's no pressure for them to do something because even though they've been mid for 3 seasons in a row they're getting paid, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. As sad as it is to say, because like you'd think you'd want to compete, but if you're gonna get paid no matter what, you're gonna stay satisfied. It's how life is. That's why like if I was ever an NBA player, my dream role is to be like where Evan Fournier is now, where like
Oh my
he's getting
goodness.
like 16 million a season.
Yeah.
He's not playing. Like, dude,
No.
I'm satisfied. Like, I'm not determined
Is
to
he
go
even
to the
on the
gym.
bench? Like, does he go to Knicks games?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, dude. He probably
Like
has a
what?
suite up there with the money he has. Like,
Exactly. He's just chilling, getting paid 18 million.
yeah, and
But
that's just what money does. Because like, if you're at that age and you're getting paid, like, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not getting
no.
better. I got paid, and that's an issue we saw with Levine. We saw with Vooch. DeMar didn't do as bad as this. DeMar still looks like a solid player, but Levine and Vooch, they got the big contracts. Like, oh, let me kick my feet up. I'm Levine. I'm gonna keep my house in LA and not even move to Chicago. I'm not gonna travel the team back so I can say hi to the family in LA. And it's just like they're satisfied and they're bums. They are bums, and they are like. I'm from Elgin, Illinois, so I'm not gonna pretend I'm gatekeeping Chicago or nothing. But they're a disgrace to the city. Like they're a disgrace to the city.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm done with the Bulls.
Oh, I'm done with the Bulls.
Well, I don't mean. Oh,
I know. What
I
you
know
mean.
you're done with the Bulls. I'm
Yeah.
saying, hey, I've gotten out what I needed to say. I'm not as passionate as you guys can see. This was a very huge talking point for Joey. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
hey,
because Everton's a Thunder fan. Like he's literally laying on his bed at night, like kicking his feet up, like thinking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and everybody. Like he's living the dream. But
I'm good.
the Bulls suck. It's time to move on because like there's more fun conversations come about. Even though I'll become a depressed Bulls fan later. Like it's not over. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.